Having the number of positions in the portfolio oriented toward the correct direction is relatively easy when you're using the information built from a candlestick signal. As we discovered, or as we witnessed, when the markets broke out of this resistance level, the Dow, with strong signals, it told us we were in another wave to the upside. So even though it's been indecisive on its way up, it's still been telling us that as long as you're above the T line, the uptrend remains in progress. The same evaluation can be applied to the NASDAQ when it broke out through this resistance level with a J-hook pattern. All you had to do was stay long, knowing that you're now in a new wave to the upside as long as the indexes stay up above the T line. Added bullish confirmation comes from individual stocks that are usually in the limelight, such as Apple. Notice when Apple broke out through this little sideways range with a gap up. You could pretty much stay long as it stayed above the T line. Every single day that we see Apple stay above the T line is a pretty good indication that there's still bullish forces out there that are working in your favor. This also allows the candlestick investor to find the charts that are moving in the right direction, so that if you've got something that's not showing good consistent strength, you close out those positions and you move to something where the probabilities are much greater in your favor. Tesla, for example, has a big gap up, the consolidation, and because of the nature of each candlestick signal, it allows a candlestick investor to evaluate whether the selling is real dramatic or whether it's indecisive. We can see with all the dojis, it was indecisive selling back to the T line. From this point, we could see that the J-hook pattern was in progress, providing two huge advantages when you're investing: the timing and the direction. So even if you're not buying the stock, or even if you are buying the stock and or calls, knowing that your direction is in the right direction, or the strength is in the right direction, you're taking advantage of the information built into a candlestick signal and where it's bouncing off a major support level. Recognizing the importance of a support level, as our recommendation in VSTO was from way back here, knowing that we had supported in the 50-day moving average, closed above the T line with a bullish signal, providing a scoop type pattern, that all you had to do was stay long as it didn't close below the T line. This puts you in situations where the probabilities of being in big percentage moves are dramatically in your favor. The same scenario is illustrated in carbonite. A scoop pattern, a back up above the T line, stayed above the T line, and in this case, apparently a buyout moving all the way up here. You don't have to know why they're buying. Using candlestick analysis is just evaluating that they are buying. Utilizing patterns that work time after time, as in our recommendation on KRO, was based upon, again, a fry pan bottom right at a breakout level, telling you there was more upside. Recognizing a pattern setup and getting additional confirmation from a signal like a belt hold signal, indicating they've wiped out quite a bit of the selling, allows you to identify which chart patterns have a high probability of moving further because there's less sellers in the way. So when you find this stimulus of a belt hold signal coming out of a big fry pan bottom, the probabilities are pretty strong that as long as it stays above the T line, you've got good prospects of not only being in an uptrend, but an uptrend that's going to produce a high profit situation. recognizing candlestick patterns, such as the scoop pattern. You can see the handle, there's a scoop, and seeing there's new stimulus in the buying, which is basically your best friend, a doji gap up, puts you in situations where the probabilities of a very strong price move is in your favor. Because investor sentiment works the same way time after time, all we have to do is identify the patterns that are telling us where the strength of a bullish move or a bearish move is about to occur. That'll be it. We'll see you in the chat rooms.